So one thing I forgot to mention is the rear camera mirror is, the camera for that at least, is actually on the roof. So when you fold the top down, you're not gonna be able to use the rear camera mirror, but since I have it up now, I'm able to see that clear picture. And the braking in these are just incredible. And I'm gonna give it a bit of throttle here. We're just gonna keep it in second and redline it. So super, super quick, of course. You can crack sub 3 second 0 to 60s pretty easily. But I definitely don't want to get caught speeding in this, so we're gonna do 75. And a pretty comfortable ride, but I'm gonna dial it to tour mode. So everything's a lot less harsh. Suspension, somewhat smooth. Steering feels really good. But a lot of people don't like cylinder deactivation mode. As you can see here, I'm only on 4 cylinders cruising here. And I actually appreciate that personally. Now on this, the tires are a bit loud as I'm coming up this on-ramp here. On the interstate, it didn't seem as bad. But of course, this car is so low to the ground. But if you're driving one of these, that's really not gonna be a big deal for you. And for me personally, I would keep it in sport mode about 98% of the time, so I wouldn't hear the tires, I just hear that awesome exhaust that comes with the Z51 package. And I actually love the exterior looks that come with the 70th anniversary package. Everything looks, I mean, the C8 stock with nothing, I mean, a 1LT looks fantastic. So this just takes it up a notch, having all of these extra bells and whistles here. But overall, I mean, this is, I love this car. I've driven several of them and it just never gets old driving something with this much power. That is low 6 figures. Obviously, direct competitors are gonna be the Lamborghini Huracan, maybe even the Aventador, and then Ferrari's 458. You might be in the market for a 911 as well, if you're looking at one of these. But for me, this is just the best bang for your buck. It's kind of like the Chevy Bolt with EVs. The Corvette is an awesome vehicle, just a fantastic machine, but it's so much more inexpensive than the competition. And personally, I would take this over a Z06 just because you're saving so much money, and if you really want to tune one of these, you can, to make it just as good as a Z06. Of course, it won't be from the factory like that, but I would definitely get one of these loaded out as opposed to getting a Z06, because this is more than enough power. And unless you're tracking it and dogging it and you're an incredible driver, having a Z06 is really not gonna, you're not gonna get the full effect of that as opposed to getting one of these and saving you a bunch of money. And the tires aren't as wide, so I'm sure the ride in this is much better. I haven't driven a Z06 yet, but I've seen one, and I just feel like the ride's probably good, but it's probably not as good as this, especially with this one having the magnetic ride control, and just a great vehicle. I've had so much fun just driving this thing around the block. But if you can afford one and you want one, definitely get one. And this will bring me to the end of my review of the 2023 Corvette Stingray Convertible 3LT.